Hi, I wanted to make another Flat Earth video. My critics in my comments of my other videos have not convinced me that anything has been debunked. There are too many bubbles in space, there's too many things wrong with what NASA's doing, and actually, originally, when I was listening to Flat Earthers, I was like, yeah, of course NASA's doing something fishy, obviously. It takes an idiot to say, or somebody getting paid to say that NASA's telling the truth about what they're doing, because there's so many mistakes, so many green screen errors. You know, they're obviously doing something wrong. I didn't know what they were hiding. At first I thought they were hiding aliens, but I mentioned before that I have had a UFO encounter, and I no longer believe in like space aliens, but I do believe in UFO vehicles still. I just think that they're owned and operated by probably humans. It seems like a lot of times the most easy explanation is probably the best one. Anyways, I came upon a lot of, flat earth sites and stuff, and I really don't think that those long distance photos have been debunked. Maybe according to you it's debunked, but according to me it's not debunked. I see what I see. That is not a mirage or any kind of light bending or whatever you're trying to tell me that is. I know what I see, and there is no curvature getting in the way. So you're not gonna convince me of that anyway. There's a lot of things going on that's wrong. And I have realized that the whole NASA space thing is to hide that the Earth is flat, and before I thought it was to hide that there's aliens. Anyways, now I'm smarter and wiser. And the critics are going to be disappointed because I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about science and facts. There's a lot of other flat earthers that do that, and do that really well, to the point where they convinced me, really thinking that the Earth is round. Even accepting that NASA's lying and stuff like that, I still thought the Earth is round. But then I came to realize that it's not. So you can check out Eric Dubay. I don't agree with everything he says, but I don't agree with 100% of what anyone says. Anyways, so I think he does a very good job, and people who say that all of his stuff has been debunked, I beg to differ. I do not think things are mirages or light bending or whatever people are saying. People say that there's no flat earth maps. Yes, there is. The map that pilots use looks like a flat earth map. They act like it's just a model of what of a round map, and then they're just showing it flat. But why would they use a flat map for aviation? That is really funny. And it looks just like the UN flag. But anyway, there's other people who explain that stuff better. I'm not trying to be another person and just regurgitate everything that they're saying. I have things that we have to say. And funny enough, I'm with an expert dreamer. He loves to be into dreaming and all kinds of things like that. And he used to dream a lot about outer space and stuff like that. And there is a lot about dreaming that can just be, a part of your imagination. And there are some things that are really real and of the dream realm, I believe. And I don't know if you believe that or not, and I'm not asking you to necessarily believe that with me, but I did want to share some things about the people of Shambala, which is a continent that is located at the North Pole, and my husband has been dreaming about these people. There are people like us. They are the exact same race as us. They are no different than us. They are humans, basically. They might look slightly different because just every continent and region has their own like facial structure and everything like that. They might look a little bit like unique to their continent, but I don't know exactly what that's like. But they are very peaceful people. They're a lot like me morally, and they think that unborn baby murder is wrong. They think that killing and eating animals is really wrong. And a lot of our stories, like getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden, for example, for eating the forbidden fruit was the flesh of a slain beast. We got kicked out. Our group of people got shunned from their group of people. We're separate now because we're not as peaceful as them. We have a lot of issues, like unborn baby murder is something that they just think is absolutely vile. Like, how could you even do that to yourself or your unborn? And they do not eat animals. They think that's absolutely vile. They have a lot of problems with us. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my husband's dreams about that place. And I've actually had some dreams about that place too. But my dreams, I am not as adept of a dreamer as my husband, so I am going to talk about his dreams. I would like to mention that they have really cool food there. They are into hybridizing food, which is really difficult as a human not to do. You know, when we find food that we like fruits and vegetables, we grow the ones that taste good and then keep growing the ones that taste good and stuff. So hybridization is very natural. It's not wrong to hybridize things. Anyway, they have a lot more varieties of food than us. So, of plant-based food, because their energy has been put and focused on plant-based food for so many centuries and none of them eat meat. They have a lot better raw foods than us. So actually, I'm not a raw foodist. I'm not saying you should be a raw foodist, but they are all raw foodists because they have giant trees there. And like our mesas, there's a lot of mesas here that were actually giant trees. They're giant tree stumps, basically. And our realm has experienced a lot of suffering from those giant trees being cut down. And that's a lot of the reason why the animals in this realm behave the way that they do is because of those giant trees being cut down. That's why, like, the animals kill and eat each other more in this area of Midgard than their area. They don't have that problem. They don't have that curse. Their animals are not killing and eating each other. Anyway, it's the Garden of Eden. They have balance there, and we do not have balance. That is why our animals are killing and eating each other. So, yeah, the carnivores, the cats and stuff, dogs can actually be vegetarians. Cats can eat a lot of vegetation also. And they are important, and it is good for them to eat meat, but it's good for them to eat meat after it's already died of natural causes. And they are the cleanup creatures. They are used to keep Shambala clean. So they are guided to where dead animals are, and it's good for them to have claws and teeth and stuff so they can rip into the flesh and everything and get to the carcass before it rots and all of that stuff. So everything stays very clean there because anytime something dies, there will be something to clean it up. But those animals have been adapted to eating plants when they don't have something dead to eat. So anyway, Shambhala is much nicer. They have really cool melons that they eat instead of water. And my husband described them like giant grapes, basically. Like they have it's kind of like a big cucumber that's really watery and has a very thin skin. It's like if you could imagine a watermelon that's like has less pulp and is more like the flavor of a cucumber. That's what they eat. Their word for eating and drinking is the same. And so a lot of their food is really high in water, and they eat that when they want water. So they don't actually drink a lot of fresh water. They mostly eat that super watery, not very much pulp in it, melon thing. Anyway, they have that like instead of coconut water, so it's much easier to open. I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I'll share some more about Shambala, and if you think that's ridiculous, well, it's just a dream, and I'm not making any claims about it. Maybe it's just imagination, maybe it's real. It's for you to decide. Peace.